Hi everybody, welcome to GTCoding. In this tutorial series, we are converting this Figma design into a real website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, I showed you how to set up the project, and if you go to our VS Code, here we can see we have created these files over here, HTML, CSS and JavaScript files. And we also added some CSS variables over here, and this is our HTML file. We have added some boilerplate HTML code and also the link of the font. And I had shown you how to export the images from the Figma file into our project. So here we can see we have exported these two images. Now you can use the same method to export all the other images. So I'll just go ahead and copy and paste all the images that I exported into this images folder. Alright, so here I have copied all the images that I exported from the Figma file. Now in this video, we will start writing the HTML for our website. So let's get started. Alright, let's go back to our Figma file and let's see how to get started. So the first thing we will do is we'll create this header section. So for that, let's go back to our HTML and let's create a header tag. So here I'll just type header, and in the header we need to have a division to contain everything. So here we can see we have a max width for all the elements, but the header has full width. So here we can see for the header we have this linear gradient background, but we have a max width for all the contents inside the header. So we have to create a container division for that. So for that, let's create a division with the class of wrapper. And in this we'll create a nav element to hold all these menu items and also this logo. So let's create a nav element. And in that we will create a division with the class of logo for this logo. So let's create a division with the class of logo. And here I'll just type gd dot. So this is our logo. And the next thing we need to do is add these menu items. Now for this, I'll just create an unordered list. So let's create an unordered list over here. So I'll just type ul. And for each of the menu items, we'll create a list item. So let's type li. And here I'll just create an anchor tag for the menu items. And for the href, I'll just type hash for now. And here in the anchor tag, the first menu item we need to have is about. So I'll just type about over here. And let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So I have this extension called Live Server installed in VS Code. So you can go ahead and search for Live Server, and once you install it, you can simply right click over here in the HTML and click on Open with Live Server. And here we can see our design is opened in the browser. So here we can see we have the logo and the first menu item. So let's go back to our VS Code and I'll just copy this list item. And we need to have two more menu items, and we also need to have this button. So let's copy it 3 more times. So I'll just paste it down here. And for the second menu item, we have services, and then we have our work. So I'll just type that over here, services and our work. And for the last menu item, we have a button. And for the button, we have a text of enroll now. So here I'll just type enroll now. And since this is a button, we need to style it differently. So I'll just add a class over here. So I'll just type class, and we will add a class of btn for the button, and we will style it in the CSS. Now if you go back to our design, we can see that we have two types of buttons. We have a dark button and also a light button. So we'll also add a class called dark over here for the dark button. Alright, that's it with the menu items of our desktop version. So here after this nav element, I'll just create a comment. So you can just press command / and you will have this comment. And here I'll just type end of desktop navigation menu. Right, now the next thing we need to add is this hero section. So for that, let's create a division with the class of hero section. So here I'll just type dot hero section and press tab. And now in the hero section, we need to have two parts. One for the left part, which is the heading and this text and this button. And then for the right part, we have this image. So let's create a division with the class of left. And in this left division, we will have an h1 for this text. So I'll just type h1. And here we need to have this text. So I'll just copy this, double click over here and copy this from here. And let's paste it over here. And we need to have a line break over here because we can see we have this learn the art of in one line and we have game dev in the next line. So here after off, I'll just create a br tag to add a line break. Now if you go back to our browser, we can see that we have two lines over here for the heading. Or let's go back to our Figma file. And the next thing we need to add is this text. So I'll just copy this from here. And let's go back. And here I'll just create a paragraph. So I'll just type P. And here I'll just paste the text. Or now the next thing we need to have is a button. So I'll just create an anchor tag for that. And in the href, I'll just type hash. And for the button, we will have a class of btn. And this is a light button, so I'll just type light over here as well. And here in the text, we need to type enroll now. So I'll just type it over here. Alright, that's it with the left part of our hero section. Now on the right part, we need to have this image. So let's create a division with the class of right. And here I'll just create an img tag. And in the source, I'll just type images / and I have saved it as hero image. So here we can see hero image.png. Alright, so let's go back to our browser. And here we can see we have the image and everything is displayed correctly. Let's go back to our Figma file. And now the next thing we will do is we'll create the HTML for these two elements over here. So for these, I'll just create a division with the class of achievements cards. So let's go back. And let's go outside this right division. And here I'll just create a division with the class of achievement cards. And in this, we'll create a division with the class of achievement card. So I'll just type achievement card. And we need to have two cards, one for this students enrolled. So for that, I'll just create a class. So I'll just type students enrolled, so that we can style them differently in the CSS. Now here in this division, we need to have the heading. So this is the heading. And then we need to have this text. And then for the second card, we have a heading and we also have an image over here. And then we have this text. So let's go back. And I'll just create a division with the class of content. And here I'll just create an S3. And here I'll just type, it is 32K. So I'll just type 32K. And then we need to have this paragraph. So for that, let's create a P tag over here after the heading. And I'll just type students enrolled. And then we have this background rectangle over here. So we also have a rectangle behind this main rectangle. Now to style that, we'll create a division with the class of bg. So here after this content, I'll just create a division with the class of bg. And we'll style it using CSS. Right now, let's copy this achievement card. And let's paste it down here. And here instead of students enrolled, I'll just type overall rating. And then here we have this number 4.7. So I'll just type that over here. And after that, we need to have this star image. So what I will do is I'll just create a division for this heading. So I'll just type div over here. And I'll just add this heading inside this division. Now let's do the same over here as well. So I'll just type div. And I'll just add this heading inside the division. Now after this heading, let's create an img tag. And here in the src, I'll just type images / and I have named it star icon.svg. And then here instead of students enrolled, I'll just type overall rating. Alright, that's it with the header section. So if you go back to our Figma file, we can see that all the elements have been covered. If you go back to our Google Chrome, here we can see all the elements are displayed over here. Alright, now let's go back to our VS Code, and here after the header, I'll just create a comment. And I'll just type end of the header section. Alright, now let's go back to our Figma file, and the next section we need to add is this testimonial section. And it is also inside this fixed width. So let's create a wrapper division for this. So I'll just type .wrapper. And we are adding this class called wrapper. And here also we have added this class called wrapper. Now when we style this using CSS, we will have the same styles applied to this division and also this division right here, because they both have the same class. So both of them will have the same max width. Right now for the testimonial section, I'll just create a section and I'll just give it a class of testimonial section. And let's go back to our Figma file. And here also we have two parts. We have the left part where we have these two cards, and on the right part we have this text and this button. So let's go back to our HTML, and here let's create a division with the class of left, and we will have a division with the class of testimonial cards for each of these testimonial cards. So let's create a division with the class of testimonial card, and in that the first thing we need to have is the content of the testimonial, which is this text. So I'll just copy this, and let's create a division with the class of content, and I'll just paste it over here. And then we have this info where we have the name and the company name. So for that I'll just create a division with the class of info, and then for the name I'll just create an h4, and we have the first name as Jane Cooper, so I'll just type Jane Cooper over here. And then we have the company name, so I'll just copy this from here, and I'll just create a paragraph with the class of company, and I'll just paste it over here. And now the next thing we need to add is this image. So let's go outside this info division, and here I'll just create an img tag, and in the src I'll just type images slash, and I have saved it as testimonial1.png. Alright, now let's copy this testimonial card, and I'll just paste it down here, and we'll change the details over here. So let's go back, and I'll just copy this text, and let's go back and paste it over here, and let's go to our Figma file, and let's copy this name, and let's paste it over here instead of the previous name. And then lastly we have this company name, so I'll just copy this and paste it over here, and then we'll change the image to testimonial2.png. Alright, that's it with the left part of our testimonial section. Right, now let's fold this left division over here. So I'll just click on this button, and let's create a division with the class of right, and in here we need to have a heading. So I'll just create an h2 for that, and let's copy this text, and let's paste it over here. And now we need to have two paragraphs, so I'll just copy this, and let's go back and create a paragraph, and I'll just paste it over here. And let's create one more paragraph, and I'll just copy this text, and I'll just paste it over here. And then lastly we need to have this button. So for that I'll just go outside this right division, and let's create an anchor tag, and we'll just type hash for the href, and we'll just give it a class of btn, and it is a light button, so I'll just give it a class of light, and we have a text of learn more. Alright, that's basically it with the testimonial section. So I'll just create a comment over here, and I'll just type end of testimonial section, and let's go back to our Chrome, and we can see everything looks alright. We have all the elements displayed over here. Right, now let's go back to our Figma file, and if we scroll down we have the our courses section. So for that let's create a section. So here I'll just type section, and we'll just give it a class of courses section, and in here we need to have a wrapper class because we need to have fixed width. So I'll just type dot wrapper over here, and in this we need to have the heading first of all. So let's create an h2, and let's type our courses. And just like the button, we also have two types of headings. We have a light heading and also a dark heading. So for the light heading we will have a class of light for the h2. So here I'll just type class and set it to light. Alright, now the next thing we need to have are these course cards. So for that let's create a division with the class of course cards, and in that for each of the cards we'll create a division with the class of course card. And in here we need to have an image, so let's create img tag, and in the source I'll just type images slash, and I have named it as course1.png. And then we need to have the info about the course, so I'll just copy this, and let's go back and let's create a division with the class of info. And for the heading I'll just create an h3, and I'll just paste it over here. And then we have the duration. So for that let's create a division with the class of duration, and here I'll just type 8 hours. Right, now let's copy this course card, and let's paste it down for the next course. And here I'll just change the details. So for the image, I'll just type course2.png, and I'll just copy this heading and paste it over here. And then we have 8 hours. I'll just change this to 15 hours. Right now, the last thing we need to have in this course section is this button. So here, just after the end of the course cards section, I'll just create a button. So I'll just create an anchor tag, and I'll just give it a class of btn, and it is a light button, so I'll just type light over here. And for the text, we have all courses. Alright, that's basically it with the course section. So I'll just create a comment over here. I'll just type end of courses section. Right now, let's go to our browser and let's see whether everything is being displayed correctly. So here we can see we have the images and the details. So everything is working all right. Let's go back to our Figma file. And the next thing we need to create is the get our app section. So let's go back to our VS Code and let's create a wrapper division. And in that, we'll create a section with the class of app section. And in this, we need to have a heading. So we need to type get our app. So I'll just create an h2 and let's type get our app. And then we need to have a paragraph. So I'll just copy this text and let's go back and create a paragraph. And I'll just paste the text over here. And then we need to have these two buttons. So for the buttons, I'll just create a division with the class of app buttons. And for each of the button, I'll just create a division with the class of app btn. Now in the button, we need to have this image and we need to have this text. So let's create an img tag, and I'll just type images slash, and it is called appstoreicon.svg. And then we need to have a text called app store. So for that, let's create a span, and here I'll just type app store. Alright, now let's copy this and let's paste it down here, and we'll just change the image to Google Play icon. And for the text, we need to have Google Play. Alright, that's it with the app section. So let's create a comment over here, and I'll just type end of the app section. Right now, let's go to our browser and let's see whether everything is being displayed over here. And here we can see we have the heading, the text, and also the icon and the text over here. So everything is working all right. Let's go back to our Figma file. And the last thing we need to have is this footer. So let's go back to our VS Code. And here let's create a footer tag for the footer. And even for the content of the footer, we need to have a max width. So let's create a wrapper division. Now for all these links over here, we'll create a division with the class of links container. So let's create a division with the class of links container. And now for each of these links section, I'll just create a division with the class of links. And in the links, we need to have a heading for this text. So I'll just create an S3, and the first heading is quick links. And then for all these links, let's create an unordered list. So let's create a UL, and in that we'll have list items, and we'll have anchor tags for the links. And the first one is about us. So I'll just type about us over here. And we need to have 3 more links. So I'll just copy this list item and paste it 3 more times. And let's change the text to contact us, privacy policy, and terms and conditions. Alright, that's it with the first set of links. Now let's copy this links division, and we need to paste it 2 more times for these 2 links section. So I'll just copy this and paste it down here and paste it 1 more time. Right now for the second heading, we have course. So I'll just type course over here. And then for the links, we have login, download, and all courses. And we have just 3 links over here. So I'll just delete this list item. And then for the third link, we have a heading of contact us. And here we need to have this email ID. So I'll just remove this anchor tag and I'll just type the email ID over here. And now we can delete the rest of the list items. So I'll just delete all of this from here. And then for these social media icons, let's create a division with the class of social. So here I'll just type social. And in here we need to have these two icons. So let's create an anchor tag for that. And let's create an img tag. And for the first image, we need to have the Facebook icon. So I'll just type images/facebooklogo.svg. And I'll just copy this anchor tag and paste it down here. And let's change this to Instagram. And then we need to have this input field over here and also this button. So let's go outside this division and let's create a form. And for the action, I'll just type hash for now. And in the form, we need to have an input field and the type will be text. And we'll also add a placeholder. And for the placeholder, we will type email address. And then we need to have a button. So let's create a button. And for the button, we will give it a class of submit button. And here I'll just type subscribe. Right now, the last thing we need to do is add this text. So I'll just copy this. And let's go outside this links container division. So I'll just fold this. And here I'll just create a paragraph. And let's give it a class of copyright. And I'll just paste the text over here. Alright, that's basically it with the footer. So with that, we have written the HTML for the desktop version of our website. So if we go back to our Figma design, we can see that we have added all these elements in our HTML. Now for the iPad version, we don't need to change anything in the HTML because we can see that all the elements are the same. But for the mobile version, we need to add this navigation menu for the mobile version, and we also need to add this icon and this close icon. And we need to hide these menu items from here. Alright, so let's go to our browser and let's see whether the footer is being displayed correctly. And here we can see all the links are displayed over here. We also have the input field, the button, and the copyright information. So everything looks alright. So that's basically it with this video. We have written the HTML of our design. Now from the next video, we will start writing the CSS and we'll make it look like this. So that's it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.